Onoshiorena Obozeghie. Now, the House of Representatives has queried the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy-Ohaneye, for unrelated expenditures and the alleged non-payment of 1.5 billion naira to contractors despite the release of funds. In a heated debate, the lawmakers at the investigative hearing also accused the minister of running a one-man show with the ministry. Well, the minister, however, denied the allegations of misappropriation, overspending and non-payment of contractors.
And I still making my statement that you are running the ministry with your minister. Both of you will be
I take exception to
this. Please don't interrupt, honorable member. Don't interrupt.
I take exception to this.
Don't interrupt, honorable member.
Kind of allegations.
Please let her finish.
I am not scared to anybody.
Interrupting,
I don't want
member.
it. She should
Honorable minister, calm down. Honorable minister, calm down. Honorable minister, calm down.
Repeating what I said. I said, look, I was twice commissioner in my state, and the accounting officer is the permanent secretary. Please, you people should work with the permanent secretary.
I have never tampered with anything. That's why I don't fear anybody. I'm not
Honorable
fearing.
Minister, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Minister, we are working with records. We are working with records. We are working with records.
On the issue of the contract, even the ones given while I was there, they have not been paid. Yes, they have not been paid. So there is no partiality here except that we are underfunded. We don't have money.
All right, quite a scene right there. Sounds like off your mic, but that's not it. Now, let's see how you reacted. For Nicholas, it says, only when it comes to money, you will find our representatives doing fact-finding. But matters that concern the ordinary citizens of Nigeria, like minimum wage, education, health, food, there is never any shouting or losing of tempers. Also in reaction, this user says, does the minister know what she's exhibiting is contempt of parliament, that's Congress? A question there. On Instagram, this user says, I knew they were going to try to tame this woman. All that both steps of early marriage in the north, I just knew. It's no coincidence that all the House members sent are women until she thinks she's bold. Send her fellow women to crush the narrative of men shutting her down. Well played. I love that she stood up to them. And final thought on this one is coming from Smalley, who says they can only fight about the sharing formula. If you see them arguing like this, the money is actually in pockets of certain people. They are fighting for their shares. Nigerians, wake up. Hashtag end bad governance in Nigeria. Well, that's it. We may just have to juggle this a bit to see the video right there. It is the River State Governor, Sim Fubara, who has come for the lawmakers loyal to the predecessor, that's Nyesom Wike. He claims they come online to party as though they are unbothered with the turn of events in the state when they cry behind the cameras. He recalls how much of a benefactor he was to them, disclosing plans to present the state's 2025 budget in no time.
You don't worry about those people that are delusional. Eh? They think we are still sleeping. Let me tell you people so that they will hear wherever they are. I wanted to help them. Sincerely, because I know them. And I've said it before. These are people that I've helped. What is holding them is the declaration of their seat vacant that was done in December 2023. That's what it's holding them. So they think, well, I know they don't know anything. They think I'm like them. We're not doing any budget to nullify that decision. It is what to send them to their villages. For me, as I'm talking to you, I have started preparing my budget for 2025, which I'm going to present very soon. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. They can come to the media and dance. When they go behind, they cry.
All right. right, so let's see how you reacted to this one. On Instagram is Noble, who says, this one will spend 8 years fighting Wike on social media. Meanwhile, Wike, as minister, has done in Abuja under the period of 1 year what 3 ministers can't do or couldn't do. Wike is a good politician. He chose someone he can easily defeat just in case the event don't go his way. In another reaction, this user says, dude learned even more than he was taught by Wike, or what Wike taught him. And final reaction to this one is coming from Obiku, who says, Fubara is serving the same breakfast Wike served Amechi Rotimi, and that's good for democracy. Godfatherism should not be allowed in Nigeria. Let's see more stories, and this one will be as far back as 2020, talking about the NSAS. Well, the Community Court of Justice, ECOWAS, has ruled that the Nigerian government violated the human rights of some NSAS protesters in October 2020. The government is found guilty of insecurity of persons, prohibition of torture and cruel, inhuman, degrading treatment, rights to freedom of expression, assembly and association, duty to investigate human rights violation, and rights to effective remedy. So for all of these reasons, the presiding judge, Justice Koroma Sengu, who delivered the judgment, said that the federal government must pay each applicant 2 million naira as compensation. So it's just 3 of them, and they are Obianuju Ude, Perpetual Kamsi, and Dabira Oluwa Adeyinka. So let's see how this was yesterday, because NSAS came back to the trends table. Imonoha says, irrespective of government in power, Nigeria government must be held accountable and reparations be made to families of victims massacred, those injured, many traumatized by the brutality and persecution by government. And then this user says, what next? Are you arresting Buhari and someone? Will you let us know? The people behind the killings, what's up? Those who died can't come back. Are we sending those who arranged the killings to them as soon as possible, or what? Let's know the way forward. And then for this user, he says, it's not all about finding federal government guilty. What are the consequences of their actions on violation of human rights to protest? Well, you just heard and saw right there that it is 2 million naira. So for the 3 persons who they were against, it will be 6 million naira in total. Finally, the federal government is set to establish a full-scale cooking stove manufacturing facility in Ogun State. Well, the Special Presidential Envoy on Climate Action, Ajuri Ngali, notes that the state is to develop Nigeria's clean energy sector. And this was after a meeting with the Global Chief Executive Officer of Bern Manufacturing, where they disclosed plans towards this initiative. So for Ajuri Ngali, he says that this initiative is an upgrade from the current assemble-only plant in Kano State, and it aligns with Nigeria's growing focus on clean cooking as a wealth-creating opportunity. So that's how he sees it. But for Ola, he says a country that is blessed with gas, natural resources, is talking about cooking stove. And in another reaction, Godson says, when there are no food items, you were talking of stove. Is stove our problem now? And final thought on this one is coming from AI Ken, who says, use that funds on rural farmers to access affordable fertilizers and pesticides, for crying out loud, to avoid our borders collapse to massive food import. Stop taking this food hardship for granted and get your priorities right against it. Well, those are the thoughts of netizens on trending stories today and all that happened yesterday on the space of social media summarily. So that's